into Magnus. It's just not a good matchup for the Tiny. He's going to get wrecked if he goes there. You need to pull out some kind of ranged hero that can let us smack down onto the mag a little bit here for EHOME model. At least I hope that's the case. But that means the Tiny's going to be pushed to the off lane, which gets a little bit awkward. I mean, it's not too bad, I guess, but yeah, not super keen on this Tiny pick. I mean, I like the Tiny pick, but I feel like you just need to keep your options open afterwards. You know, going straight in for the Rubik Grimstroke as your next 2 picks feels like you really limit how you can flex this Tiny.
So the Rubik Grim makes a pretty cool combo because you get that double fade ball lift from the Grimstroke ultimate, so you got a lot of team fight. I'm kind of okay with the Tiny going mid this game because he can just get a lot of levels and start roaming around, right? The Magnus is gonna win his lane pretty much every single time, right?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of lanes that he can actually lose against. So you put the Tiny mid against the Mag, he's gonna farm fine because he's got tree grab or whatever. He's gonna get enough experience, and all his job is actually roam around and kill everybody else. And if everybody else other than the Magnus is poor or like dead, then I don't think Magnus can do a whole lot either. So I think it's not a terrible idea to put the Tiny mid. I would rather see a different offlaner who can lane well with the Rubik than actually just putting the Tiny into the Ox.
Yeah, but now they put out the Faceless Void for the Dream. Meanwhile, EHOME Immortal have grabbed up the Sven. Void into Sven. What do you think of these two heroes as a core-to-core matchup?
So Sven, they picked it here because of the Grim, and they want to have something that can farm just as fast as the Magnus or the hero getting empowered. And now Sven is capable of doing that. And because of the Magnus, I don't feel like they're going to be playing super aggressively on the side of For the Dream. So the Sven is going to get that space, right? To be able to farm up the Ancients and such. And that's what you need. Then the Faceless Void here, I think, is a really cool pick because you got the Elder Titan combo. He can cast all his spells inside the Chronosphere, especially the Earth Splitter. That thing does so much damage and slows them. So, and the Faceless Void plus the Magnus, that's going to give another damage output for the Faceless Void. Because he normally builds up attack speed, right? We're probably going to see like some kind of a Midas, maybe a Mask of Madness, BKB, MKB. But those items provide attack speed, the MKB and the Midas. So the Magnus just giving the damage and that farming capabilities for the Void is going to be huge. I think it's so good against Sven as well. Every time Sven pops BKB, you just have to chrono him. And he can't, and that's it. His chrono will just end there and all the magic damage will follow. Also, there's a Shadow Demon against the Sven too, which is kind of hard for Sven to deal with.
Yeah, not a fun matchup for the Sven, that's for sure. A lot of control coming out from the side of For the Dream, and EHOME Immortal going to have to find a way. But on the flip side, you do have the Grimstroke Ultimate, which can combo up nicely with Stormhammer as well, and there is a ton of initiation on the side of EHOME Immortal, so I feel like if they can just pick off one of these key targets, these key initiation heroes, or these key lockdown heroes in the back at the start of the fights, it's going to be a pretty big deal. But I mean, everyone is going to do this to the Sven, right? Every single hero has a BKB penetrating lockdown spell for him. So there's no way he can feel safe this game and feel like he can run around. That's kind of why I don't like this Sven so much, although the Axe feels like a super value pickup, because when he gets the Axe, he does become a hero which doesn't care too much about the ultimate from Shadow Demon. He becomes a hero which doesn't care too much about Magnus, to be honest, because you've just got the ability to keep away from him, and it makes it really awkward for the Mag to play into him as well. It's just an annoying Axe, and I think it's super value this game. I'd like to see it. Gives you some chase for the Void as well, which they don't really have.
Yeah, he needs to do that. There's no way you can play that hero without the Ags anymore, I believe. It's just people have too many items and ways to deal with you. But at the end of the day, Shadow Demon is just gonna disrupt the hero who gets stunned, right? Like that's his number one goal in the fights. And then he also has to deal with Magnus RP. Then he also has to deal with Chronosphere. Then he also has to deal with Demonic Purge. The more I think about this, the harder this Sven's game is getting. The only thing that's boosting him, the only thing that's boosting him right now is the Grimstroke's Inkswell to be able to get into the fights. But there's just so many things I can go through BKB. Maybe he just ignores BKB this game altogether because there's literally no point in buying it apart from the Elder Titan Stomp and Yules.
I think I really want EHOME Immortal to grab like a Beastmaster here, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that would be great because now you have a way to get vision with your Hawk and find the key targets on the For the Dream side. And then you get that attack speed boost for the Sven, and you can make the game a bit faster too. I think that's a perfect pick. I agree with you. That would be absolutely amazing in this game. And Faceless Void's...
I'm blushing.
I think Faceless Void's gameplay is too slow to deal with the Beastmaster in this kind of game. And then the Tiny now can just be the space-making, damage-dealing burst hero that they need. Because if they put Tiny in the offlane, I think he's going to be way underfarmed.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I'd also the roar as well. It just gives him some consistent lockdown. Works well with the Grimstroke ulti. Gives some threat for the Void inside his Chrono. So yeah, I do think
It's a
there's a lot of
classic
things.
combo. Sven and Beastmaster.
And there
Bam!
it is.
No
Easy, dude.
mad.
Woo! That's a good start to the game.
Damn.
Let's go. All right, cool. Well, that was an easy end to the draft there. So that was straight into it. Yeah, EHOME Immortal going to end things up with a Beastmaster pickup, and that is going to finish off their full 5-man draft. Meanwhile, For the Dream, you know, they've got a lot of threats on the board. What are the weaknesses of this For the Dream draft, though?
Well, For the Dream draft has a lot of long cooldown spells, right? They got the Void Chrono, DP, Ulti, Magnus Chrono, Magnus RP as well. And they also need a lot of farm. Like the Void and the Magnus need to pick up a lot of farm. Now, at the same time, they have to deal with all of EHOME Immortal's pressure now. With the Beastmaster pickup and the Tiny hitting like his level 8, level 9 timings, it's going to be very difficult for the Dream to keep up. The first time, sure, they can use Chrono, DP ult, they can, push them off, maybe kill 1 or 2 heroes. But then the following, if EHOME Immortal just relentlessly run at you, it's going to be so difficult for the Dream to keep up with that speed with a Tiny BM. But again, like For the Dream is just a better team overall, so maybe they will outplay them possibly. But I do think EHOME Immortal do have a very fast lineup.
Yeah, it's quick. It's what they need. It's the ability to put pressure on 3 heroes which are actually quite greedy. And even the other Titan to an extent, you know, if he doesn't have a good game, he can feel like a bit of a creep unless he has himself a couple of items here and there. Whether what items that may be is a different story, but yeah, I do think that EHOME Immortal, they've got a good shot at taking this game. They really do. They have to play high tempo, they have to play well, and they have to play around their heroes when they hit their timings, because if they give FTD too much space to breathe, then I'm sure they're just going to run away with this game. You know, they're going to get so much gold so quickly, and that is something you've got to be careful of on the side of EHOME Immortal. Well, this game could go south very quickly, but yeah, otherwise I think if they do play at a high enough pace, then they should have this one in the bag. But obviously a lot of Dota to be played before that point. And if there's one thing we can criticize Chinese Dota for, it's not playing aggressively enough. So let's hope that doesn't fall the way of EHOME Immortal in this game.
It looks lanes are very normal here. Magnus mid, DP top. They're bringing the Faceless Void up here too. Maybe they want to see if they need to match up the Void against the Beastmaster. Like they could think there could be an aggro child in bottom, right? Rubik, Grim, Sven or something. Maybe.
Possibly. I imagine they're just chilling around and moving the hero up top once they've maybe got themselves a kill or jump the surprise. And yeah, Rain's gonna walk into. Ooh, it was close. It was close, but he goes, "Hey, you know what? Those steps look pretty dangerous to me. I'm gonna respect that." And they actually see the Shadow Demon get the ward down here as well, so I'll be able to take care of that one nice and quickly.
He's ready to block top lane. DP is going bottom.
Oh yeah.
They have 3 heroes.
Yeah, Stroke Fade actually misses there, but the stun comes down, but the bounty rune's already taken by Rain, so they're going to miss that one up at top. Meanwhile, the wraparound from Planet is going to grab himself the second bounty rune, and that is going to be 3 going the way of EHOME Immortal.
He almost got 4 there.
Almost.
I think if he got Stroke there, he wouldn't have walked in.
Yeah.
For the bounty there, yeah.
Close, but no cigar for EHOME Immortal. Well, half a cigar. They get 3. That's good enough. So, let's see how these lanes take shape. Rubik heading down to the bottom lane, TPing himself in to lane up with the Beastmaster into YRG on the DP, who did actually block the creeps under her tower. More than happy, just last hit under the safety of the tier 1. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, it's going to be the Faceless Void and the Shadow Demon laning up into the Grimstroke and the Sven. How is this lane most likely to go?
I think it's just going to be a free farm for both teams. Maybe the Sven edges out a bit more here because he's in the safe lane, and if the Grim gets like a pull off, then it's going to be very difficult for the Faceless Void to contest that. But I think it should be like about 50-50. Maybe 53% in favor of Sven.
Okay, I can take that. Forcing the Time Walk away so they can get the deny. Very nicely done from EHOME Immortal. Focusing on these range creeps very well.
How's bottom lane done? Beastmaster versus the range hero now.
Yeah, a little bit awkward, but at the same time, Death Prophet doesn't really have much to deal with the balls, so that could be a threat.
It's kind of nice with the lane ET plus DP, so you can get some extra Astral Spirit damage from the board, the Hawk, or the camps and such. And then you get that nice slow onto the Beastmaster with your Siphon. So if this lane ever gets pushed back into the DP's tower, that would be nice, I think, for the Dream. Because then they can chase the Beastmaster down. Because the position the tower is at right now, this Beastmaster is getting armor, regen, and he is very happy that he cannot be chased.
Yeah, and later on in the game, it becomes a really potent combination with the Elder Titan, with the Astral Spirit and Natural Order, helping out with the Exorcism's damage, because obviously, you know, it reduces their armor, Exorcism's physical, so that becomes a problem. Meanwhile, the top lane Shard even running away from ZZQ as a Grimstroke tries to take him down, but doesn't have the mana to cast Stroke of Fate, so I won't be able to do anything more than just a bit of poking, a bit of prodding. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, Tiny doing pretty well for himself so far, as he's actually got this creep wave under his tower as well, so, you know, not bad, not bad. See what he can deny off here. And get himself a couple of CS as well. Yeah, it's doing well against the mag so far.
Very good for EHOME Immortal, because then Tiny has a good game. He can roam around. He can definitely burst down the heroes on both of the side lanes here. Just needs to get some runes though. That's the key part for this Tiny's rotations. He's got to get some power runes.
Yep, bottle picked up, and that is going to be the focus for him for sure, as both teams do have those Eu-VODs up on the power rune spots currently, just to make sure that they can see everything and they can get themselves the power runes if needed. Oh, nice skewer back under the tower, but Tiny turns around with the Avatar and kills him. Oh my goodness, the balls on 7E.
No, Magnus, you dug your own grave, sir.
Oh man, you know, the opportunity presented itself, and I respect him for going for it, but at the same time, it wasn't smart. It was not smart.
Yeah, it was a bait, and that's huge. You just solo killed the Magnus, and you have more lasses than him. And now, if he gets a power rune here too, I think it's a wrap. This Tiny is gonna be a menace. Oh, Rubik bottom though.
In a spot above that, Rain, a couple more clicks will be needed. The Fairy Fire comes out, but Planet tossed back, getting himself away. The ball helping out as well, actually baiting Rain into a bit of a position, but he's got the Astral Spirit to get himself the kill. But will still go down to 5-9 afterwards. Meanwhile, a bit of a battle over the regen rune here, which Thirdium will actually be able to pick up, but immediately cancelled out by ZZQ. So that means no rune for the Tiny. Yeah.
Yeah. Rubik is actually going to TP though. So that actually benefited EHOME Immortal quite a lot, because now that Rubik was able to TP mid and bottle up the Tiny.
Yeah, I
generally
don't hate that. But let's have a look at how our two carries are doing in the top lane. It's the Sven versus the Void, and so far it's pretty even here. Both teams kind of getting hot and sweaty up in this top lane. The Void is actually pretty low on items right now, though. He's got his Wraith Band compared to the Sven, who's got himself the Glove of Haste to go with his Bracer, so...
Yeah, if we look at net worth, it's very, like, there's 200 gold difference, or 300 gold difference, actually.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, the Sven is ahead by quite a bit there. His second Wraith Band is here now. That's gonna help him.
Yeah, the thing is the Void has nothing to secure range creeps with. Meanwhile, the Sven has Stormhammer, so it does actually make a huge difference. Meanwhile, a bit of fighting over the bounty runes going, as big fighting actually, as they bring down the Rubik, but now the Avatar comes out onto that Rain as they bring him down. Meanwhile, the Beastmaster's going to go down in response, but 7E just staying on top of the DP, and with the TP out, there's nothing 7E can do about that one. He's just going to have to watch him go.
Yep, big win here for FTD, just securing 2 kills, especially one on the Beastmaster. Beastmaster is only level 4. DP is about to hit level 6.
Ooh. Oh my goodness, that is not good.
Yeah, and these are catapults coming out too, so the DP is definitely going to want to pop an Exorcism on the bottom and try to apply some pressure onto this tower down here. She can't actually TP anywhere else because she TP back to tier 1 when the Tiny was going on her. She has a bottle too, and the other Titan was able to refill that. So she has enough to be able to apply some pressure bottom if she wants.
Does seem like that may be the plan.
Oh, triple stack here too, on the big camp over here. Some juicy farm.
Yeah, well, RG's kind of just chilling in this bottom lane for the time being. No obvious push coming out just yet, but meanwhile, oh my goodness, that's a yeah, that is a Tiny paying a visit up to the top lane. and killing himself off a Shardine with a haste rune.
They want to go again.
Yeah, this is what they want. This is what they want. The Faceless Void, the big boy. They've got their spells in 2 seconds. Oh, he time walks into him. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Stormhammer for you, and the Void gets taken out of existence. Amazing kill. Oh, it is for now. Yeah, they've kept it alive. 33 HP. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, YG jumps in deep onto 5-9, gets that kill, but it looks like their catapult's fine as well. So they'll be able to do the same thing as the little fishies come swimming around. Take this stack nice and quickly as well. A nice triple. Get it brought down.
Tiny might actually want to consider TPing bottom and just avalanche tossing the next creep wave. They just use the Exorcism to actually finish the triple stack here because they know they're not going to be able to bring down the tower, so might as well get some farm out of it.
I'm a little bit surprised about that.
Oh,
see you later, bud. Got strength to top by the Sven here, but the Magnus is well and truly on top of him. Doesn't actually have enough mana, though, for the RP. Trying to do it without, but the skewer misses as well, and it looks like the Sven might make his way away from this as they jump in onto Rain here. The stun comes down, the damage is there. Fadebot brings him out, and now, meanwhile, ZZQ dies on the backline to the Void. But man, mana management from the Magnus, not there. That was hard to say.
Well, he hasn't been able to get any runes, right? The Tiny has been controlling those areas, and it's really hard for this Magnus to be able to fight into the Tiny. If Tiny is with +1, like a Grimstroke or something, I think even the Magnus dies. Regardless of how much HP he has now. Here it is, down. Here's the runes. Oh, no rune.
Jump, Ava, toss, damage on to the Mag. The X-Well as well. They'll take him down again. It doesn't matter they didn't get the illusion rune. They'll be happy enough with that.
Right. We foresaw that coming. The exact play, Grim and Tiny deleting the Magnus from full HP.
Yeah, Mag's not having much of a game. Meanwhile, Sven, he's making his way towards that Hand of Midas. Not going greedy, they went for the Treads and the Bracer because he was leaning into that Void and just wants to have every little advantage he can over him. But we'll switch over to net worth and see. He is about 500 gold above the Void still, so definitely losing out here, ... But it's the bottom lane where the difference is being made. The Death Prophet is 1k above the Beastmaster. It's a pretty big deal. So one lane which is going well for the Dream.
At some point, though, this DP is going to have to leave this lane, and when that happens is when Beastmaster is going to pull ahead, I believe, because he's going to be able to push this tower all by himself. Ideally, they're actually playing away from the Beastmaster's lane, unless the Tiny, like, TP's bottom with some kind of a rune. He actually walks down here. They actually want to play with the Roar. Interesting. I do like the move where they continue to pressure mid and try to force the DP out of bottom instead of going to the DP. She's so strong right now, this Death Prophet.
Yeah, DP's a monster.
Yeah, and got a raindrop, magic wand, completed. 3 Siphon charges.
Oh, mid RP coming down onto the Rubik, dragging him back under the tower, but not actually getting off any hits. And I think this might be wasted. Now the Chrono comes down. They gotta kill this guy. Inkswell is available. Haven't used onto the Rubik yet, but they will actually get bought down. Lucky Bash comes out from the Void, but they're trying to get the return kill here, but they don't seem to be able to. And now the Stomp comes in from the Elder Titan. The Void's feeling good about himself, but it is 2 ultis being used for a Rubik kill. I mean, you gotta think about that. The thing is, I don't really understand why For the Dream are playing so hard around this Void and Mag. When these guys don't have that much, and you've got this DP, you know, if you play with the DP, you get a kill, you can take the towers with Exorcism afterwards. That feels like the better play to me.
But bottom lane is a really awkward place to be around, though, for the DP. But the DP needs to stay here, or else the Beastmaster would take over the lane and, like, take the tower, too. So it's really awkward for the Dream at the moment because of the Beastmaster.
And the Mag not sit at bottom?
No, he doesn't want to. Because then if Mag is bottom, that's a high profile kill. Like, they're willing to bring a lot, like 2 heroes, and with 1 Roar, he will die. But DP is like a lot more
in a bit of trouble up here in the top lane as the Avalanche combination just completely butters his toast. He is taken out of existence and a TP back to the mid lane for the Tiny as he wants to defend this one from the catapult.
This Tiny's doing so much work in this game right now. 6-0-2. And he's got an Arcane Ring. Has treads and drums completed too. He's gonna be able to clear so many camps with this kind of build that he has right now. Treads, bottle switching, drums regen, Arcane Ring, like just non-stop shoving lanes and smoking with his allies to get kills. Yeah, so there's a catapult going bottom now. I think this is the time where they actually want to try and do something with the DP and the EXO. Like, the reason why this Beastmaster's having a bad game is because the DPs continue to stay in bottom and not moving anywhere.
Dire's bottom tower is
So you move down to bottom to put some pressure onto the
Tiny.
L
It's
title.
like, alright, buddy, I'll help you
Yeah.
clear this catapult. And then I'm out. I ain't dealing with this Dad's Prophet. She's got a cloak, I believe, coming out too. Oh no, what is that? A drums? Ooh, DP. Real farm.
She wants to play the bongos. Meanwhile, the Tiny, he's already playing his. He jumps onto Rain here, but now the DP's going to pop that ultimate. The Roar comes down and onto the Death Prophet. Do they have the damage to bring her down? Or are they just trying to hold her still? It looks like the latter here, but there's teammates coming in. They're looking to try and fight this one. Disruption comes down. The Exorcism doing so much damage to the Beastmaster. He actually needs to back himself away. Tiny trying to come back in for round 2 as the toss comes down. Up goes the DP, but still can't finish the job. Finally, they will be able to get it. Meanwhile, the Void's going to be the target. He's actually silenced up. He's getting beaten down. He's going to lose his life. Can't do a thing. Shad's even trying to make his way back under that tower in the company of Rain here, but they are just sitting on top of his face right now. Inkswell comes down. Planet 240 gets himself the triple kill in the bottom lane. Goodness gracious, those heroes just completely disappeared under the Spirit Siphon of the Rubik.
Oh man, the DP was actually doing so much damage there. Her drums didn't arrive quite early enough for her to get that extra stats and be able to pop it. And then the Void, when he TP'd in, he had like 5 seconds left on him. 5-second cooldown. So the timings were just so awkward for the Dream, and taking this fight bottom with that many heroes was just... Ugh, man, I always say, like, defending this bottom tower as Radiant is one of the biggest disasters.
Magnus going in for the beautiful little skewer here onto 2 heroes, but it's not really going to result in a whole lot. Magnus is the one in trouble. He's going to get popped. Now they look for the rest of the heroes as EZQ to throw it in the spells. They will be able to bring down the Tiny at the very least. Planet, he's also going to get killed off. The Elder Titan going to town in this bottom lane as they also get EZQ. So return triple kill here from the side of for the Dream, but they do lose their Magnus in doing this. And with the tier 1 tower already dead, it's not going to be a total loss for EHOME Immortal, but still a little bit sloppy.
Well, not only that, they also brought themselves all bottom. So who's the big winner out of all this, Nomad?
I hope the Faceless Void, but he's still farming very slowly.
No, there's a counterpart to him. Who's the counterpart to the Faceless Void here?
Mr. Beastmaster?
The Sven!
Oh, the Sven. Sorry. Was he? Yeah, he's just chilling. He's just vibing with his...
Look at him!
Midas.
So during all these engagements bottom, like FTD have not done anything to be able to apply pressure to the Sven or get vision up on him, right? So now he's up to almost 8,000 net worth already. He's been completely untouched, just the equivalent of letting an alchemist free farm for the first 14 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he's living the dream right now.
This is crazy. Like, this Sven is gonna be an absolute monster, and the Void actually has half his net worth. And that's because they're not playing on the Void and playing aggressively.
He's going first item BKB on the Void, by the way. I mean, this man is sad. This man is miserable, but the RP comes down onto 2. Sion's going to follow up as well. But it's just about in range, and they get absolutely ruined in the middle lane. A nice couple of kills here as FTD clawing themselves back into this one, and they're going to be able to take this tier 1 tower. Maybe this is going to open a map up for them to put a bit of pressure, finally, onto the side of EHOME Immortal.
They need to. That was a really good play though, to utilize their ultis here on the mid tower. I think this is what they should have been doing earlier in the game, and not try to like defend this bottom so heavily. And they're gonna secure 4 bounties actually, going the way for the Dream. That was such a big play.
Grabs in power. Oh my god, Sven just weed himself.
He's like, good job, buddy. I'm gonna tip you. I'm gonna buy you some drinks later, you know?
Yep. Currently getting 130% cleave, so now you just need to make sure you're not hitting the target you want to kill.
Oh, that feels nice. I mean, the damage feels really nice too here.
Oh yeah. 32% increase. Loves it. They're gonna go for, I mean, they want to make a play around this. I'm not even surprised. The Sven's huge. He's finished up for Sanjin Yasha. He hit a big timing, and they've got the Empower, so everything makes sense. But they're aware. They are very aware. Yeah, they're not going to walk into these guys easily. God's strength actually popped by the Sven. He just comes in and just starts straight up hitting the tower. There's no subtlety to this man. He's just like, yeah, no, I'm not wasting my time finding heroes. Meanwhile, 7E could actually be in some trouble here. He's going to get himself dragged back, but in comes a Grimstroke, trying to help him in, throwing down the double silence, but it's not enough to keep the Tiny alive. Another great skewer, actually, from the Magnus. Grabbing a kill for the side of FTD. DTQ might also be a casualty here as he's trying to run himself out, but unfortunately there's only so far he can go. And he is going to get finished off by this Void, it looks like. Hit him. One more. Come on. Just stop a second. I want to get it. Just time up. Eat the tree. There we go. All right, got him. No problems. Easy kill.
First item BKB Void, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Damn. I still can't get over it. It's so sad to look at this. Oh. But, you know, these last minutes, though, FTD have done a really good job at coming back. They're actually starting to group up as 5 and constantly fight together, which is not something you normally see from a mag lineup, right?
Yeah.
But they feel like if they don't do this, they're just going to keep on dying to the Tiny. So I guess it's a good response against this Tiny right now, who's extremely strong. Sven, though, what's his timings here? He's got SNY Midas. He's got a Aghanims queued up next. He still needs a few more items, I feel like. Especially this Aghanims. Got to finish that. The Rubik is not letting go of that Empower. He's like...
Hell no.
No. He wants to let go of the Empower. Shiro here on the side is holding him hostage. He's like, you drop that Empower, I'm leaving. I'm leaving this game right now.
The real threat is I'm not turning up to the next 3 team fights.
The Tiny also getting some Empower buff is quite good. It's got plenty damage. Trying to pressure up the tier 2 here with the Beastmaster Aura. That's going to be good. This is a really good play. They got to back off soon though, because they're going to notice that the FTD have already moved away from bot. Wow, that tower dies so fast. Holy smokes. Dude, that's the last tower I expected to die. Like, at 18 minutes in it, right?
It's the hardest
top
tower.
tier 2. Wow.
But who cares? I mean, this just opens up so much more room for the Sven to farm as well. Not that he needs it. I mean, he is just playing his own game right now. 10k gold at the 18-minute mark is a great timing for Sven.
Here we go, mid lane.
Yep, they found themselves a Grimstroke here. Sun's going to follow up from YRG and setting up with the Spirit Siphon. And then comes that little skewer, a little poke just to cancel out that TP.
They're gonna go into the Roshan pit with this. They got a Chrono ready, Mag ulti, DPXO. So this is the bait the Roshan fight, right? They want you to come here. They want you to battle them. If you don't battle them, you get the free Roshan.
Yep. And the Axes let them know from the Beastmaster that this is happening. So they're very much aware of it. But you know, these guys, they know their Dota. They know that there's actually not much they can do to take a fight, especially with Grimstroke dead. It's just a bit too awkward.
Yeah, and it's also just the first Aegis, right? Like, first Aegis, 90 minutes. If you look at the heroes on FTD, like, who's even gonna benefit from this? Faces Void? Sure. He's just a BKB Aegis Void, bro. Whatever. DP can't really utilize it that well, right? Because the X, if she dies, it's all gone. So, might as well give it up, play for that Sven Aghanims, and then get the Tiny to his next item as well. Should be very nice.
Yeah, so part of the reason this Void skip just goes rushing for the BKB, I guess, is because of the Empower, and that kind of means he's got that farming item, right? So he doesn't need to go for the Mask of Madness or the Mouse Trim or anything like that, because he feels like he's already got his... Oh, they've been baited by this Tiny Illusion so hard. 2 heroes of CP bottom, making it 5 heroes now in the bottom lane for a Tiny Illusion. I guess they thought he was scouting. Yeah.
Good information for... EHOME side. I mean, at this point, they're just gonna keep dodging them non-stop, right? And you got the Beastmaster, you got this Tiny lineup. You don't really want to take 5-on-5 engagements into this 5-on-5 lineup from FTD. So just keep on split pushing, and eventually you're gonna find that one pick-off that's gonna let you take those engagements. Oh, wow. Okay. Aether Lens, Time Walk, Rubik bottom, split pushing and running away. Oh, no, that's not where you want to go, buddy. Oh, no.
If he gets Yules, he's going to be in some trouble.
Okay. They don't want to run in there.
Yeah.
They definitely don't want to run in there. So they actually got the outpost back, but it wasn't in time. I think Dire got 2 outposts, right?
Yeah.
During that 20 minutes, that's a pretty big win for them. This Sven is almost level 20. Phew, and he got Aghanims.
Wow.
Yep. Dude, he's gonna get that 5-second Stormhammer cooldown and he's gonna go ham. But he still needs BKB though. Like, it's funny. He has SNY, he has Ags, Midas, he's got all this network, but I still don't feel like he can fight.
Yeah, this is the Sven trap though. It's almost every Sven game you find this situation where you're like, Yeah, I've got loads of money, I've got loads of gold, I've got loads of items, but still need one more. Still feel like I need one more. Void is going to immediately see CCQ here, try and open up onto him. Will they drop the chrono for it? They most certainly will not. There's just a freebie kill. The Sven has already disappeared into the trees and TP himself out. Great read from EHOME Immortal just to drop the fight immediately and not try and force anything. They really are just avoiding them whilst they have all these ultis up. And the Aegis, of course. Roar up in the top lane onto the Magnus here. Doesn't really have any help though. The Tiny's coming, but there's also a BKB on the Mag, so the likelihood of bringing him down is very, very low. He's actually turning this around. He's going to drop the RP. He wants to try and kill the guy. Meanwhile, toss out. Get out of there, mister. And the Shiro's in the neighborhood as well, but there's also a lot of Radiant heroes turning up to this one as well. Dot, looking for the Chrono, but there is no RP, so it really is an option. But yeah, 6 save from the Tiny.
That was a really nice save. They forced the BKB and the RP out, so there's one big cooldown, and Magnus can't BKB in the fight, so he will die. Oh,
dropping the Chrono,
okay.
Catching out the Sven here, catching out the Beastmaster. He should go for the Beast, but he's actually trying to take down the Sven. Not really doing that much damage to the dude. He's pretty much fine here. Gonna pop the God Strike, gonna try and turn it around, and he's taking down the DP now, but no, he's not gonna be able to do so. The Skewer comes in, saves the day. Beastmaster dead as well, and now it's just a case of getting themselves out, but the Tiny's in a little bit too deep here as he's gonna get eaten away by those fishies, and for the Dream, take an absolutely perfect fight.
Damn, the full EXO going on to the Sven. He just melted.
Oh, God.
Jeez.
I mean, that's the Astral Spirit coming through as well, right? Like, that's such a big deal. The Sven has 0 armor items, so he doesn't get any bonus armor, which is a huge problem with this. Yeah. Rubik's still in some trouble here as well. Yeah, 800 damage taken by Exorcism, 520 damage taken from Spirit Siphon, just 1,000 damage from Void right clicks. Like, damn, this boy needs some armor, and he needs BKB. He needs too much right now.
Yeah, the ET has to be on top of the Sven though in order for him to get that minus to armor. So if he just stands in the back and
with the Astral Spirit,
yeah. So that's why he's going for a halberd here too, and some tanky items so he can be able to walk into the team fight and provide that damage from his natural order. It would be pretty OP if his Astral Spirit did the minus armor. That'd be way too far.
Mubby. Still help with the Spirit Siphon though. Still help with the Spirit Siphon.
Yeah, I mean, Cryptstone, they have plenty of magic damage on the side of FTDs. The Astral Spirit still does a lot of work. I just think that they need better vision if they want to do those things. Like, they were on the high ground, they were thinking about engaging, then they went on the low ground, and during that time, the Faceless Void just took that chance to just chrono up the Sven just to see, right, if they even had the damage to be able to kill him. And you can see that he will just melt. Like, this Sven has so much net worth. Again, still useless if the chrono's up.
Sven on the charge once again here, wants to find something, wants to do something. He's picked up his Axe, picked up his Sanjin Yasha, and since then he's kind of just lost his lead more than anything, lost every single fight. They really want to do stuff now. They do get their smoke popped by the tower though. A little bit of a clumsy movement there from the EHOME Immortal. That's probably going to mean that they're not going to be finding a whole lot up here. FTD really cautious here, just sitting inside that base. You know, BKB's on cooldown. They've got the chrono back in 10 seconds. Maybe they want to make a play around that. Not too sure, but for now, they're chilling.
I wanted to say that this BKB made a whole lot more sense because they have Magnus. So he has that farming tool anyway, so he doesn't like have to buy that farming item and then go for the BKB.
Yeah.
So it's actually like, look, if his net worth is pretty bad, but it's okay for this game because he needs to be able to lead his allies and be able to chrono and not die. No more Aegis.
That's why we didn't see the Maelstrom earlier, as I mentioned before, because they don't have, they don't need the farming item. Rubik being jumped a little bit here, but a very casual, a very light attempt here. It's so hard for EHOME Immortal to commit to fights with this Magnus and this Void in the backlines. You know, there's two huge threats from those two ultimates that you just find it very difficult to fight into.
This is really good play from EHOME Immortal though. They're trying to bait FTD to run up the hill. And FTD is like, okay, we are not walking into that vision. Let's try to split push and make our own play. And then EHOME are going to make that, you know, next chess move here and just go straight into the high ground and force FTD back from the bottom lane. This is a very impressive move. I mean, them showing bottom or nuking this wave out is going to give them that go ahead to at least get these necros out. This tower is losing a lot of health right here. 1,000 damage already.
Yeah, that's the
they have to get out.
Necronomicon and
gotta-
Catapult's getting to work, doing their jobs.
Yeah, they gotta go back to this high ground and just sit here. Oh no, the tiny TP'd out. Oh no. Oh no, they're giving up their
Abandoned the high
fortress.
ground. Yeah, their little mission hub is gone.
Dude, this is... I don't know, man. Now it's gonna get dewarded instantly, and then they don't have a fortress anymore. And now they're playing into FTD's vision. If they actually walk up in there, they're going to a triangle first, and there's so many sentries that the Grimstroke has to use to deward wherever FTD may have planted vision, right?
Yeah.
And that's why holding a fortress is so important. And this is looking real bad now for EHOME Immortals map presence.
Most certainly is. Yeah, most certainly is. And they're going to do a little bit more dewarding here. Yep, they find both the wards off EHOME Immortal.
Such a big loss now for EHOME Immortal. I thought they were doing a sick play, right? Like going into the high ground here and making them come back FTD. And then if FTD walked into the high ground, they would just be ready to jump the first person walking in. But now all of a sudden, EHOME Immortal cornered out. They've been delegated into a really shitty part of the map where there's no Roshan spawning.
Yep, just instead of 8
2 more
minutes,
minutes.
that's it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
2 more minutes before Rosh spawns. That's gonna be the blessing, I think, for EHOME here, because they're gonna have enough time to finish this BKB and be able to smoke up.
Yeah, and they have the
And the
Hawk
Hawks
outside Roche for 2 more seconds,
Yeah.
so they know immediately that it's not getting done at least, and I'm sure they're going to try and refresh
Right.
that Hawk as soon as possible. He's must they're
Exactly.
feeling pretty scared. He's going to send this boy away.
This tier 1 top has been alive for so long for EHOME. I've never seen it. Like, they're kind of good. They're wanting to fight, but 28 minutes in, this tier 1 is still alive top.
Dire's top
Definitely
tower
not normal.
is under attack.
Tiny's also split pushing really heavily bottom here. Like, they're gonna trade tier 1 for a tier 2. Oof. Pop the glyph too. Wait, that's a tier 2 glyph.
Dire's
Oh,
top
no.
tower is under attack.
FTD. They don't have high ground glyphs anymore.
Yeah,
If they decide to make this place.
I think things are a little bit awkward for them. We'll see if EHOME and Water are able to take any advantage from this.
Has fallen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
Sven
this
certainly
Hawk
wants
is
to.
the MVP, right now.
Oh yeah, he's doing so
Getting
much
that
work.
vision in the pit. They can do whatever they want on the side of EHOME Immortal because the Hawk is watching the Roshan pit.
Yeah, though that one's a little bit more questionable, but all good, all good.
Oh, you mean the new Hawk he just threw out?
Yeah. What's what that guy's doing there? He knew they had a sentry there as well because the Shadow Demon was attacking it before, so
Radiant's bottom tower
His Hawk,
is
I
under
mean.
attack.
maybe just didn't spot
Bottom
that.
Tiny. You know, poking at them. They're just gonna keep poking at them now because they lost almost all the tier 2 towers.
Mhm.
Tiny's like constantly pushing his bottom lane, and they have to react to this because they don't have a glyph either, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Also, the Ben's still not going for any armor. Seems to be just relying on Warcry, and that's about it. So, going for crits next. Just wants to really double down on the damage. I mean, I guess if you have the burst damage to take down this DP when she's got Exo up, then that's going to make her a non-factor. But big ask, big ask. And now with single Heaven's Halberd picked up, another one on the way shortly as well from the other Titan. He's about 400 gold off. That's 2 big threats on the board for the Sven, which is going to limit his effectiveness in these fights quite a lot. And they go. Look at ZZQ here. ZZQ, he's going to get BBQ'd by the Void. And up is being taken. Roshan is up. The Hawk will see him respawning, and they're suddenly going to know that they need to do something about this. And I really hope that EHOME Immortal don't just try and play the map here. I think they need to go for this fight. But with Chrono, with
It's so
RP,
hard.
it's really difficult. X is being popped now as well.
Yeah. They have to split push. They gotta get like some kill going bottom after somebody tries to defend it.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yep.
is under attack.
Well, they will see the Titan. Shiro hesitating for now, but I feel like if you just commit to this, you put them in an awkward position. But then they've got the Magnus backing up from behind. 3 heroes seeping in. Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful plays from FTD, really. They're just putting them in such an awkward position. What led to this, though? Like, how did they get to the point where EHOME Immortal are getting so controlled by the side of FTD?
They don't have vision, right? There's only one word on the map here. So every time EHOME Immortal is like playing off the map and farming jungle creeps, FTD is farming jungle creeps. EHOME Immortal thinks they're getting ganked. So they're so slow on the split push. And then with that one smoke, they caught one hero, 4 versus 5. They just go straight into the Roshan pick, kill that off, and they do it so quickly because they pop the EXO. And they had to pop the EXO, or else EO Immortal would have been split pushing way too much, and you might even lose a Rax if you didn't pop the EXO. So that's the one downside, right, for FTD here. It's just how the matchup for the heroes are playing out in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can definitely feel that. It's not easy, that's for sure. It's not easy. These ultimates, it always sucks to play into big ultimates like this where, you know, just got the hard lockdown, you can't do anything about it, the BKBs, and you don't have a save on your team as well, I think is important to highlight as well. You don't have anything to break anyone out of the stuns, which is problematic. There's nothing you can build, there's nothing you can do. That RP and that chrono is always going to be a factor in the game, no matter what stage of the game you're at, no matter what items you have. That is why they're forced into playing this way. They just don't want to fight into those spells, but at the same time they're not going to use them unless they come to a fight. So you're stuck in this catch-22 where FTD are allowed to do what they want and they just take every Roshan and no response to it. The thing is, it would be so different if Sven had the Aegis. Like, the game just completely changes because you can't chrono the Aegis Sven. You can't RP the Aegis Sven. You're even going to be hesitant to Demonic Purge the Aegis Sven. So, I mean, if they had it, it would just make the game playable for them. But without it, they're just stuck.
Maybe what they needed to do, like, Super 5-head play would have been, like, try to run at FTD with, I don't know, a Tiny who has a buyback or something. And like make them use Exo, make them use Chrono on him, you know?
Yeah.
Some key target. And then, as soon as it's on cooldown, you buy back, you go Rosh. I think that's what they had. And then, like you said, get that Aegis on the Sven. So he has 2 lives. And that would have been great for the next like 5 minutes of the game. And I think FTD would have been playing very safe after that. But it's not like intuitive, right?
Oh, he's gonna get jumped here. They're going for the play. They've got the roar out onto him. They should be able to bring him down with the damage, but they are struggling a little bit. But they've got the tosses, so they will be able to kill him off once. Now, can they kill him off twice? That is a question. The answer is no, because they're not going to try. They've taken the Aegis. They're happy with that. They are still respecting these ultis from the side of FTD. The Chrono is up. The Mag ulti is up. The Exorcism is there as well. It's too hard to engage upon this Void when he respawns.
FTD also don't want to engage into EHOME Immortal there because they don't have any vision. They feel like EHOME Immortal might have a ward there, and that's why they jumped in. But taking that Aegis out, that's a big play, though. That's a huge play. Because now the Void doesn't feel so comfortable to be able to push up so hard like he just did. And he knows he can die. Because he just died once.
Yeah.
Without being able to pop his beacon.
Make them bleed. A great way to boost morale in your team, you know, just kill him once and be like, look guys, he does die.
Sven almost has his Daedalus, but I guess he's holding for his buyback at the moment.
I would hope so.
Not gonna prioritize that. Yeah, you gotta play with buybacks. That's EHOME Immortal have to play with buybacks against these big ulti cooldowns.
Yeah, and the burst is so important from the Daedalus, but at the same time not important enough to save buyback, but ignore buyback. Yeah, I mean, the burst against the Void is obviously insane because, you know, he doesn't get time walk off, he dies too quickly. The burst against the Death Prophet is insane because you need to kill her off before Exorcism starts doing too much damage. You can cancel it out. It's the only way to cancel Exo is to kill her.
Yeah. Someone in chat was confused. They were asking, why are they giving Void so much time to farm? Well, the thing is, in these kind of games, people surround their lineups with heroes that make it very difficult for you to, you know, deal with your carry, right? This Faceless Void has the support of Shadow Demon to save them, DP, Exorcism, big team fight ult, Magnus, RP. So there's too many difficult team fighting heroes, so EHOME Immortal can't just walk into the Void. Now, the counterpart here is that Void couldn't buy farming items this game because the speed of EHOME Immortal is fast. Even if EHOME Immortal's team doesn't have a strong team fighting lineup, they have a really fast lineup that can take towers quickly, and you need to be able to fight into it. So that's why he went for this BKB and Linken's route in this, which is not actually a normal build for Faceless Void, like first items.
Yeah, he's taken a weird path to get here, but does end up with a semi-normal looking Void build at the end of the game, so looking good. But And this Mexican standoff between these two teams is really starting to get a bit tense here.
Yep. This is all because the Aegis was lost, right?
Yeah.
If you saw earlier, Faceless Void was here, and then they were fighting up here, taking the tier 2s, and then all of a sudden, FTD has gone into a very defensive position. Yeah. What'd you call it? A Mexican standoff?
Yes, yeah, it's
okay.
phrase from old Western films from America where you have that showdown in the middle of the town. You know, the two cowboys coming in.
Is under attack.
This Dota map ain't big enough for the both of us. That kind of thing.
Oh, they're running in. The Grim is always the one dying. Oh, that's Rubik too. This guy Yules, but he's dead.
Oh, he TP's out. The Grim gets out, okay, but the Rubik will not quite be so lucky. Gonna play a little dance here, but go down he most certainly shall.
They ran past the Grim because they wanted something bigger, a bigger kill. It was a bigger kill though, the Rubik. It's just wasn't the kill that they were expecting, I suppose.
Yeah.
I would like to see this Rubik go for a Aghanims game. I think that could be the team fight changer. Like, that can amplify the team fight, right? If he can stay far away with his Aether Lens and Aghanims range, and then maybe steal RP, Death Prophet Exo, even a Chronosphere, why not? Or even a Disruption. There's so many good spells actually on the side of FTD that Rubik can get. He's got a Ninja Gear also now. Oh, the tier 4 items are coming out. Spell Prism. Who's
No,
that going
indeed.
for? Death Prophet?
Surely, right? Surely. Yeah, she's got it. And just to reiterate why the Mexican standoff is super relevant in this situation, because it's a confrontation where nobody in partaking can get an advantage. Ooh, dear. See you later, little 5'9". He's going to get himself chopped up and made into some lovely Beastmaster chop suey by Mr. Magnus.
So please do continue, because I don't think there's anything gonna happen for the.
All right. I got myself a
minutes.
window to talk about Mexican standoff. So yeah, often used to describe that Western scenario where teams are looking into each other. Grimstroke's going to get yielded up and maybe killed off by YRG here. I don't think this is going to result in a fight though. Death Prophet's pretty going for this right now. Yeah, no one's coming to help CZQ. Poor guy. Just going to get run down. And finished. There we go. So yeah, often uses just to describe the standoff between the two cowboys in the middle of a town. It's also like that's the most typical, you know, go-to using for the saying, but its real meaning is when nobody can get out of a situation without taking damage, but nobody can win the situation convincingly, right? So everyone's locked in to the situation, and no one is able to get out without suffering horribly. So that's essentially from a writing perspective what a Mexican standoff is, and it's super poignant in games like this where, you know, no team wants to commit, no team wants to. Oh! Go on, where are my tips? Where are my tips? Let's get him. Meanwhile, well, Planet, he's going for the TP out, but he's going to get himself skewered into oblivion, and the Rubik is going to die. Try to secure
China
himself.
Dota don't tip, huh?
Oh, they don't. No, it's all respect here. It's all respect. It's not like us.
So are you saying tipping is
troglodytes.
disrespectful?
I mean, yeah. would you say it's not?
I thought it was just all fun and games.
It is fun and games. It's not respectful fun and games,
really
though. I mean,
on the way how you see it, right?
yeah.
It's hard to say it's just straight up disrespectful. Oh, they're gonna get this outpost stop at least, okay? Not two outposts going for a Radiant. But yeah, you can't say it's like straight up disrespectful. It's just your vision of life or whatever. Maybe in the Chinese region, like, they really don't like it, like you said, right? In Europe, people start tipping each other. It's all fun and games, right? I don't think they ever take it so personal, unless you're like super invested into the game, and then you're like, oh shit, guys, we're losing, and they're tipping us, and it's supposed to give you a mental advantage.
Yeah, exactly. It's throwing shade, you know. It's fun and games, of course, if you have the right mentality for it. But
Yeah.
you know, I think it's not a respectful thing to do, I'd say. But I don't know. You have a lot of fun with it. I guess it depends on your version of respectful. You know, is it
Like for example, you know, for like in football, right? Like people talk trash all the time.
Yeah,
So
sure.
do you find that is that disrespectful, or do you think that's part of the game?
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying like, you know, nice goal or something when they didn't.
here we
Hold
go.
on.
Oh,
We got a
shit,
fight breaking out right here. Blink away from the Tiny straight away as he's just picked up his axe. So watch out for the tree volley. They're gonna go and drop the chrono here onto the Sven. Can they save him? The jump across the roar from the Beastmaster, but it's not enough to keep him alive. Sure is still gonna get killed off, but he's gonna buy back into this one. They still do not have RP for another 10 seconds, and they're gonna lose a Rubik as well. But buys back coming out here is Flavany looking in towards the DP. He's not doing nearly enough damage though. Popping the BKB for the Exorcism. It's out DPSing him along with the Spirit Life. He has to back himself up. Meanwhile, Sven in the backline is gonna get killed off for a second time. They will get the Void, but a dieback from the Sven makes this fight extremely not worth. They just throwing bodies into his Exorcism, losing their lives here. Hero after hero, EHOME Immortal are just falling apart. And now the Tiny tried to go for the tree volley, but there's literally only one tree there to do it with, so he's just going to end up walking away. Kind of silly. As the RP gets dropped onto the Rubik, dragging him back to just get that kill. Fair enough, I guess. And 70 does actually get the TP away, surprisingly, but still a disastrous fight from EHOME Immortal as they drop everything.
That's an understatement. The Sven died to a chrono DP Exo. They couldn't even save him. And then he buys back. He TPs in. He goes on the ET. He gets a crit on the first hit. But then he was halberded. So he couldn't even finish off the other Titan. And then here comes the Void. Tries to manfight the Sven. Actually trades his life. But the Sven does die, like you said.
Yeah.
I think if Void's alive, they might even be going high ground right now. But because the Void's dead, the Tiny's like constantly pushing lanes up. They're not going to be able to get any big objectives out of this. That's crazy.
That's pretty mad. Not even Roche. Not even Roche is going to be taking it. Sure, 53 seconds till Sven's back. Surely they can take down Roshan. Magnus going in. Yeah, they're gathering. They know what's up. And this is going to be an Ags as well on the Roche. I'm wondering who's taking that. Is it still the skewer thing on Mag? Yeah, it's pretty poop on Mag. I guess DP can take it. Pretty good one. Elder Titan's a BKB, not that important in this game, I don't think. Shadow Demon would be the best, actually. They should definitely give it to Shadow Demon. He's building his own already, but I don't know, man. Yeah, just sell your point booster and take it from Roche, and then go for Refresher instead. Literally, if you just dump 3 charges onto Sven, like, he can't do anything. He's gonna straight up lose half his HP straight away, but it looks like they're giving at least the Aegis to the Void. And Ags is going to go to DP. Yeah, okay. Poor Shadow Demon. Don't worry, buddy. I wanted to give it to you.
To be fair, the DP has been, like, beasting it up every single team fight, so... Like,
yeah, but I just...
10-1 and 14, man. Come on. You're not going to give him the Aghanims?
It's just a weak Ags, in my opinion. Like, I just think I genuinely think it's a weak Ags. Like, I don't think it's that strong, but... Like, early, if you get it early, it's great, but if you don't, then it's underwhelming, I'd say. You agree? Or do you think it's a good Ags?
I think it's good. I think it slows, it gives you some sustain and stuff. I think it's good. I like it.
Okay.
I think especially if it's free like this, why not? I mean, Shadow Demon, if he gets Aghanims, if he buys the Aghanims, like, what's his next item? He doesn't really need any anyway, so whatever. And also, the Sven, the way he's dying is because of Chrono. So,
yeah,
I can't really get him ulted by the Shadow Demon and something like that. Like, I do agree with you that Shadow Demon is busted, right? Like, with Aghanim, he's already on his way. What is he going to do with this point booster now, right? Like, the DP wasn't buying right anyway. Okay, yeah, sure.
No, just sell it and go for a Refresher, man. I don't know. That's what I think anyway. Meanwhile, Tiny, he's on an adventure. Yet to see this Ags get much usage. The single tree Ags was not very effective in the last team fight, unfortunately. And now he's just going to try and push some creeps, get some couriers. Ooh, yeah, you can ult it. You can also tree it as well. Fair enough. Meanwhile, ZZQ is going to lose his life up in the top lane. It's just an inky smear where that Grim Street used to be. He's a tree blade to kill creep waves, dude. Where are we?
Honestly, I kind of would have liked to have seen Tiny go for a magic build this game.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
He played Aegon or something.
Yeah.
That could have been more interesting because he already has Sven and Beastmaster who do so much physical damage.
I would also love to see anybody with an AC on the side of. I think it's criminal they don't have an AC on this team. What is that about? You have Tiny, Sven, Beastmaster, and you're playing into DP, Magnus, Void, and you don't have an AC or a Crimson? I mean, guys, come on.
Yeah, I guess they needed a lot of different items. But yeah, I think AC would have been really good, especially against ET, like you said.
Like, they're just melting to Exorcism every fight, so... That seems to be the main
there we
issue
go.
here, but we're gonna go for the high ground push. YRG, you know, he's feeling like a boss. He's got himself that cheese, he's got himself a BKB, Heaven's Halberd to boot as well. Why not? Tree Volley is gonna come in and clear up that creep wave, but didn't actually get the catapults, so that's not a good move from the Tiny there. Need to make sure you get those bad boys inside that Tree Volley, but all's well. They're gonna hold still, waiting and waiting. And once this Exorcism is down, they might want to make a play, but they need to go quickly because they're just gonna back themselves out if they're not quick enough. And yeah, DP with the Exorcism Grant's haste means you can just sneak yourself away easy enough. And they just get a range barracks for free. Why not, I guess?
It's just a range racks, 46 minutes. It wasn't even like a big deal. But they want to be very safe, you know? They don't want to take any engagement while the DP ult is on cooldown. She has Spell Prism, 60 seconds. It's going to be back up. So why not just wait for it, right?
Why not?
Why not just wait for it? This Aegis still has about another 1.5 minute left on it, so it's all good. Wait, as I say, let's wait for it. 40 seconds still left.
DP's gonna get
Oh my
lifted, and with the
God.
Tree Volley coming through, it's a decent amount of damage with that Daedalus. That is the threat.
I wonder if it's the play to toss it back, but then there's a BKB and a cheese, right? So you have to be aware that if the Void goes in and Chronos the Sven, and then the DP pops the cheese after that, it could be really, really bad. So they're just going to wait it out a bit. Sven has a Moon Shard. Now he's going for Rapier, next item.
Big man Sven. The big man
Beastmaster's
things.
already moving bottom to start the split push going. They have double catapults actually bottom. They might have to go back to deal with this. That's pretty annoying. Yeah, someone's pinging it. Void's pinging it out already. It's like, yo guys, can we deal with this bottom lane?
Bottom tower is
We're
under
gonna lose a
attack.
lot of HP here. Or unless we engage top. Okay, never mind. They're just gonna engage instead. Wait, Beastmaster should just keep going bottom. They should not try to defend this. They should try to take the racks bottom here.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. They've got the Tiny just kind of throw out some spells, throw out some Tree Volleys. He's actually out of trees here, which is kind of problematic, so he can't actually Tree Volley. Question is, do they have the Ironwood branch? Oh, they do. See, someone needs to start planting some trees for Man Tiny. Oh, no, they don't. That's the other team. My bad. A Woodland Striders and Ags busted on Tiny.
Maybe. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, make yourself a little circle of trees, start volleying away, and then make yourself a little ammunition pile.
Yeah. It's like one of those, like, cartoons or shows where, like, you know, the archers have infinite arrows, right?
Yeah. That's a big
Like,
pile of...
you just, like, summon them out of nowhere and just, like, keep...
Radiant's
Yeah,
bottom tower
it's like
is
that.
under attack.
Sure. Infinite trees. Meanwhile, there seems to be a fight breaking out here. They're actually able to get themselves a cheeky kill onto another Titan, and that's a gem as well. But meanwhile, the backlines, yeah, they've managed to get themselves a second kill. Sven, he's looking for more. He's hungry. The first time the Sven has actually been able to fight since he bought his Ags. And it's only a single kill, but, you know, it feels pretty good to get something on the board at last. Long ass time, though. Jesus. All right.
They finally... No, the thing is, they finally found the angle, right? They had a ward there. So they walked to the vision FTD. They finally made one mistake. And this is what EHOME Immortal has been playing towards the entire game. They want that big mistake to occur and then just take the opportunities there. Now they get the tier 2 tower mid. They force FTD back into their base. And if they make one more mistake here, that could be 2 buybacks. And all of a sudden, you got win condition.
Yeah, because everything's played for. Tiny. Don't take your ammo, Tiny. It's these little collection of trees with the Ags you need to look out for, you know? You can't take a tree from this, because that's going to be one less for the tree boy. You take a tree from over here, and then you can use these trees for the tree boy to attack. Here,
Radiant's bottom tower
precious, these trees. They're precious. Blink out, nice and quick. Talking about which, doesn't Tree have a tree respawn talent? Is that still a thing?
Radiant's bottom tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
5 minutes.
5 minutes? What?
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
is under
5 minutes.
attack.
The trees respawn.
No. As Tree and Protect used to have a tree respawn talent. Does he still have it? Like,
Oh, you mean the talent?
yeah. Did they get rid of that one?
Yeah.
I cannot remember.
Yeah, it's gone. It's completely
It's gone? Ah, that's a shame. You could just have a Tiny with like infinite tree bodies. Right? Maybe not infinite, but you know,
It was like a
that sounds pretty
3-second respawn timer. I thought you were asking me if trees have.
If trees
a respawn
respawn. It'd be
I was
really
like,
funny
oh,
if they
okay.
didn't, wouldn't it? It would be really interesting. That should be a
Dude,
Timber Sword talent. Wait, no, that'd be awful. He needs
Yeah, no,
cheese.
that would be awful.
I mean, it'd be fitting for his lore. In fairness, you know, he hates trees,
Yeah.
but at the same time,
Dude, if
horrible
you-
for the hero.
Okay, if the trees didn't respawn, it's like the whole map would look so naked.
Yeah,
Right?
and Phoenix and
It would
Coddle
look
would just
so
be
naked.
like,
And there'll be like vision everywhere all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that'd
There's
be
no
so
sneaky
awful.
moves that you can do. Yeah, it would be awful.
I'm into it.
Oh, here's a-
Ooh, Refresher Orb Mag. Cheeky. And Refresher Orb Spectre, Refresher Orb Death Prophet nearly up as well.
Radiant are scanning.
Just saving for that buyback, saving for that cash money.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
There's
under
so much more
attack.
fun inside of FTD all of a sudden. Well, not all of a sudden. I mean, over the last like 30 minutes, whilst we haven't seen any gameplay. Look at Rubik. Oh, Rubik. He's trying to be cheeky. He might still get this melee barracks here, actually. He's got the yields out onto himself. Doesn't get it up in time, but it doesn't matter. He gets... Probably shouldn't have done that with the gem. But all the same, he gets a melee barracks. What a player, actually.
And the smoke was a failure too, because they
Yep.
smoked, they tried to make an aggressive move, but all of a sudden this bottom lane, dude, this bottom lane has been their biggest menace for FTD,
What a
right?
meme.
This entire-
Yeah.
So
I
good.
can't believe he did that. I can't believe he actually got away with that. And I can't believe his gem hasn't been picked up either. Why did he do it with the... Okay, whatever. He forgot about the gem. Oh, up he
Well,
missed in
RP?
the middle lane onto the Tiny. The haste rune Tiny gets himself away.
Yikes! Oh man, I'm
Oh.
starting to feel like FTD is falling apart a little bit here.
Yeah, they need to keep it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, they're down to 17k goal lead. I mean, this goal lead is becoming absolutely irrelevant at this point. Like, people are starting to get 6-slotted, so it doesn't even matter anymore. This next Aegis is everything, though. Like, you got another Aghanim's up. There's a refresher. Who's gonna take this Ags? Not Shadow. I guess Shadow Demon can. He's saving his buyback gold, right? So
Yeah. Take both on the Shadow Demon, and all of a sudden you're just going to have like an insta-kill on Sven.
yeah.
Which
I
is
mean,
nothing you could do about it.
Is ET good this game with Ags? Probably not that good.
Nah, I mean, he doesn't really care that much about getting magic immune, because, like, there's not that much, which, you know, maybe it helps him survive a tiny burst, sure, whatever. It's not that important, he doesn't
Oh
need
wait,
to.
obviously face the void, right? You just give it to the void here.
Yeah, I guess. Just killing the bird. Dude, they're not doing anything about this Roche. This is crazy. This is so
Tiny got
crazy. We're just
counteract.
letting them have it. Oh my god.
They have to, right? Like, how do you fight into that? Like, how do you fight into that pit with DP EXO already online and they have a
Yeah.
Shadow Demon sitting in the back with a blink and a save?
I guess not. I guess there's no way. But goodness me, it feels rough. It feels so rough. Just keep on giving everything that FTD won. You know, they're just
Yeah.
not playing.
I mean, they're good at like bringing people back though all the time. And FTD need to understand that they actually don't push buildings faster than EHOME Immortal can.
And Sven's actually given away his buyback for a Satanic as well. He's traded boots because he's picked up the flicker, which I love this move, by the way. I think this is really nice.
6 more minutes, Nomad. We're gonna get tier 5 items.
Woo!
Delay the game. Delay the game. Keep them at bay. What's the next item here for anybody? Any big pickups? Dagon, 5 from Rubik.
DP's currently got a... Wait, do they have 2 refresher shots? No. Oh, this poor Shadow Demon. He's been made the team's bitch, to be honest. Like, they made him give the refresher shot to the DP, and she's already got a refresher orb. They're just like, nope, we need 3 X. You're not going to need 3 exorcisms for FTD. Please, give my boy some love. Shadow Demon's like the neglected child. He's, you know, DP's the favorite child. He gets, you know, 3 big presents at Christmas, and then, you know, Shadow Demon's got, like, a banana. Here we go. First exorcism, 1 out of 3. Let's go.
This is good stuff. I like it. They gotta do this while the lanes are still in a good spot for their team. They have to take every little advantage they can get right now. Beastmaster is not quite yet at the tier 3 tower. Like, if I'm an EHOME Immortal side, I don't feel good. Right?
Really?
Because my lane is... my lane top is not in front of the tower yet, and my racks are getting hit. I still have 1 rack's bottom, though. And we do have a Hex combo with the Grimstroke, which is kind of a big deal. Oh, I'm so happy right now because they're leaving. And they didn't take my racks. I'm so happy. I'm just going to keep imagining myself from EHOME Immortal right now, like what it feels like.
Just watching the game.
BKB refresh.
Well, you know, he was gonna refresh it anyway. He's like, hey, why not? Might as well.
Beastmaster still chilling top. Drops his Necro 3 now. TP's back. They want to fight potentially here.
Yeah, see if anybody TP's back to defend this top lane and then maybe go for an engagement. It seems to be the plan. What can they do? But the barracks, they have fallen. Oh, then they go there. Double man rule coming out here, but the Sven's actually going to stun himself up and then run away from the fight. Oh, dearie me, that is awkward. But he's got the BKB, maybe trying to turn it around. Flicker as well, bouncing around all over the place. But the Sven is pretty tanky, and he's going to jump through. But the RP comes down onto him. The Void's on top of him as well. He needs help. He needs a team. There's no one helping him. Satan is being popped. Can he keep himself alive? He can't. He's down. Out for the count. Meanwhile, Chrono comes down onto the Tiny, keeping locked down. Meanwhile, Sven, he's brought back, but he doesn't have a refresher, so he's got no way to get that God Strength off again. It's going to be a naked Sven, blue as the day he was born, trying to find a way to take this fight. FTD may have found their opening. Faceless Void jumping onto the front lines, jumping the Sven, flicker away, keeping him distance. He does not want to get caught out here. Meanwhile, on the sidelines, the Tiny's jumping onto the DP. DP in some trouble. He's just getting juggled up right now as the fight turns. Poor old Faceless Void getting super low, but he's got the Satanic. He uses that axe, and that's going to get him up to full instantly. But broken once again here. The Tiny trying to look for him. They're going to jump forward, stunning from the Sven. Superman forwards. It's a risky move, and now the RP comes down onto 2, taking him down instantly as the Tiny's trying to fight up. He's going to lose his life. No buyback on the Tiny right now. The Sven is one man versus the world with the small team behind him, but the Beastmaster's going to get shredded. The Sven cannot output enough damage, and he is going to get put away in the bin for another 120 seconds. This Magnus just running through heroes right now, but the game is most certainly over as a GG's get called by the Tiny. Flight to FTD for the Dream. Do manage to pull it off in a slow game, but 57 minutes in, and they will put an end to it. I mean, was this just the fact that the DP just had too many exorcisms? They realized